Americans are loving Trump 2.0. Now, I mean, the media is trying to tell us otherwise. The Democrats are trying to tell us otherwise. But here was CBS with the numbers yesterday.
Our CBS poll finds that a majority of Americans, 53%, approve of the job he's doing.
Incredible.
That's a better approval number than he ever reached during his first term in the White House. Joining us with more is our Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. Good to see you, Anthony. What's driving this?
I will keep it simple, Margaret. He is doing, in the eyes of the public, what he said he would do in the campaign. There's political value in that. In fact, 70% of people say he's doing what he promised. That's whether they approve of him or not. Now, there's another part of this that continues over from the campaign. There were words that he was described as being tough, being energetic, and he still is today in big majority numbers. So as people take a look in these first few weeks, there's been a lot of activity. They're getting that general sense of governance, and that's being reflected in these early numbers.
So that's perception. What about the actual policies?
Well, let's start with the ones that are popular. And again, these echo a lot of what we saw in the campaign. The idea of deporting those in the country illegally continues to be popular. We saw that in the campaign. Sending troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. Again, majority in favor. We'd seen that in the campaign.
Big time majority.
For his supporters in particular, the focus on ending DEI is popular. We had seen in the campaign a lot of them thought those processes had gone too far.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, and by the way, that we got to talk about the immigration situation. We've had 3 ICE raids leaked now to the press ahead of time. They better figure this out fast.
Yeah,
Chicago, Aurora, and now Los Angeles.
People need to be arrested.
Sure do. And that's dangerous, man.
Yeah, it is. And the president also made sure to stop the insane Biden executive order to stop the government's transition to only using paper straws across the board. And then he tweeted about it.
Okay.
Crooked Joe's mandate. No plastic straws. Only paper is dead. Enjoy your next drink without a straw that disgustingly dissolves in your mouth.
Yeah, so that was like a government, man, like federal stuff, right?
I mean, he's leaving no stone unturned.
Look at that. No kidding. No kidding. That's awesome.
Great. Hey, where'd he get the straws at the speech there?
Yeah.
He must have had them right there at underneath the podium.
Fight for plastic straws. Amen, bro.
That's great. I mean, the paper straw thing, I don't think that's even popular with environmentalists, right? Because it just doesn't work. It's just so inferior a product that nobody can really condone that, I wouldn't think. But it's been absolutely shocking to see the waste and fraud, absolute corruption that's been in place for decades, maybe even a century. One American's tweet really sums up what we've lost. But this is going to require the Jackie glasses to take a look here. All right. The car payment you missed?
Yeah.
Okay. That streak that you had to put, that steak that you had to put back because it was, $70.
In other words, your money's getting sucked right out of your paycheck into these corrupt agencies that are doling it out for God knows what. And meanwhile, we're struggling as Americans.
The steak, the $15 of gas you put in your car because it's all you had. $15 doesn't go very, what is that, 2 gallons now? The vacation you couldn't take. That school's sport your child couldn't participate in. The heat you had to turn down. The gift that you wanted to buy your kids but couldn't. And on and on and on. They robbed us blind for decades, he says, he or she. Any person alive who isn't outraged is beyond hope and is absolutely brain dead. It's so outrageous. Not another penny.
I mean, amen. I mean, because you think about it, like, this is the first generation that isn't doing as well as their parents.
Yeah.
And you think of how long this has been going on. And the wealth transfer has been obscene. And by the way, she says not another penny. Well, and that's something else that's on Trump's list.
Again, along the lines of he's leaving no stone unturned.
I know.
He just said that he directed the Treasury Department to stop making pennies. Why? because it costs 2 cents to make one.
That is so.
That's why.
Federal government right there.
And who wants pennies? I don't ever take them when I'm offered. It's like, keep those.